I am 3+Kei, your favorite social worker. I'm here to encourage you to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. And we're back again for the Secret Heart Club. Hey, Big Booty Scott. Hey, first fan. It's time. I have a stacked account. So I wonder what you guys did today. I checked out a gym. I have a home gym. I don't know if you can see this thing right here. This is a treadmill, so I kind of have that going on, and I've got like a home gym. But what I really want is a leg press. And so anyway, while I'm waiting to get my leg press, I thought to myself, why not join a gym and see if I can get into a gym community. You know what I mean? You worked out, played baseball with my dad. Exactly. Like it's a good thing to prioritize your physical health. It slows down the aging process and it makes you be able to dance without looking. Here's the thing. I'm a certain age and I know that I don't appear as the age that I am. And it's funny because my demographics, the people who tend to watch me, and like a large chunk, like a third of the people that watch me are of a particular demographic that's younger than what I am. And I think it's just that I appear younger than what I actually am. And I say all that to say, drink your water, folks. Drink your water and mind your own business. I cannot state it enough. Get out of those folks' business. You know what I mean? As your favorite social worker, you have to pay me to be in your business. And I'll be in it and I'll be super helpful and connect you with all the right resources. I really will do it. But in my personal life, if you've got something going on, that's like messy, I don't want to be bothered. I have my own messy stuff. Ryan, hi, you're new here. Ryan's new here. You know what the next step should be with this ukulele. So those of you who haven't been here before, most recently I learned how to play Happy Birthday on the ukulele because people come in here and announce that it is their birthday. And since I'm learning the ukulele very slowly, I went ahead and learned how to play that for people. But next up, we should write a song for new people coming into the Secret Heart Club. Yeah. So the subject today, I kind of touched on it already, is what do you desire, or like wanting what God wants. And so one thing is, what does God want? And so what should our actions be to reflect that? Hey, kitten lover, what should our actions be to be in alignment with what the Lord wants? So first and foremost, everything we do, the top of mind should be to glorify God. Now, what did Jesus say are the top two commandments? The greatest commandment is to love the Lord. The second greatest commandment is to love others. So an extension of our desire should always be to serve God and to serve others. And the premise of this channel actually is like, I'm your favorite social worker. I'm here to encourage you to pursue the smile by pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. And so I was saying I'm looking for a gym to glorify the Lord with my body. Currently, I'm pudgy. I'm a little chunky. And that's fine and all, but could I be healthier? And then what would be the point with the strength that I want to achieve? What is the point of that? And so again, we go back to the second greatest commandment, which is to love others. So you would serve others with your body, volunteering or helping people move. For those of you that live with your parents, washing dishes for your parents or doing chores around the house, you need a healthy body to be able to do that. And then learning things for the purpose of building up the kingdom. And so I just wonder from you guys, the devotional I was reading today is what do you desire? And so my question is, what do you guys want out of life? Like what is it that you're wanting? Like before you pray, what is it that you truly want? You know what I mean? I think for most people it would be money or some type of status like popularity or fame or something like that. Hey, first fan. I think for me, I was just computing when I first started this channel. I didn't require a budget or anything like that. And so as time went on, I started to add things like I use like some type of computer program called Opus Clip that chops up my long form videos into shorts. And so I pay for that, and I pay for my YouTube subscription in relation to this channel. And so all of that, what I spend on this channel per month is $208 or $207.99. So I was computing that today, and I was like, man, all of that is out of pocket right now. So Lord, how do I make $208 additional per month that can be funneled and fund this YouTube channel? So in that desire that I have, the whole purpose of this channel is to point people upward, point people to Christ, and be honest while I do it. Big Booty Scott says, I want people to respect others, right? And so maybe a way to do that is to be a respectful person yourself, because people witness how we behave. They witness the words that we use. They witness our faith walks. And like it or not, like people talk about us when we're not there. So I would say, Scott, if you want people to respect one another, first and foremost, be a young person that is respectful. You set the standard. That's a phrase I use. It's like setting the standard. So for instance, if you walk into a room, and I do this, right? You walk into a room, you greet the room. You say, hello, everybody. If there's maybe like 10 people in there or whatever, And that sets the tone, that sets the standard that this is a friendly space, that you are somebody that can be talked to, right? Can you think of other ways that you can set the standard for the rooms that you're in? One thing I like about the Bible, the church that I've been attending, is that they lead with vulnerability and transparency within the small groups. So then it makes people want to be open. And that can be a scary thing when you're around other people, is to like talk about things that you struggle with or things that are going well for you. People don't want to share about themselves. Let's see. Scott says taking turns, right? Right. You know, letting somebody go in front of you. Or an example I used is like, let's say you're at a meeting and, you know, somebody brought a cake, and a cake is only going to be sliced into 8 slices, right? And you see somebody there that you haven't seen before, and you want to be welcoming, and you're about to take the 8th slice of cake. One thing you could do is give them the slice of cake, or let them go in front of you, showing hospitality. You know what I mean? It's okay, guys. I always say the unbelievers announce themselves in this space. It's okay. We just want to pray for them. I will say this, in the way of like content creation, if you ever see, like, let's say somebody, like, your favorite food's pizza, and somebody's like, oh my gosh, I hate pizza on their YouTube channel, you, instead of making a comment about how they're dumb because they don't like pizza, you could instead create your own channel that says what you like. So you want to combat negativity with positivity. And if somebody offends you, you really want to pray for them, because think about your happiest day. On your happiest day, you're not worried about offending somebody. You're probably worried about spreading your happiness. So people who are offensive or make rude comments, you got to pray for them, because like life can't be that good. Hey man, I appreciate your apology. I accept your apology. I accept it. This is a forgiving space. This is a forgiving space. This is a fun space where we learn ukulele. Yeah, I forgive you. No problemo. How about this? Add to the conversation. What is something that you're wanting out of life? I don't want to say your name. I think your name is not something that would come out of my mouth, but Yellow Dot. We'll call you Yellow Dot. Welcome, Yellow Dot. Yellow Dot, what do you want out of life? What's your biggest desire? I want peace and happiness. I think that's solid. You're not happy in life. What's wrong? What's going on? And how old are you, and what state are you in? I want wars to stop. We are destroying Earth. We need to come together as humans. Yeah, and I wonder like how that happens. I have an idea. You're 16 and in Ohio, Yellow Dot, and everyone hates you? What about joining a group or a club? Yeah, we don't hate you, Yellow. You're welcome here. We're here every night at 8:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can come in here. Yeah. You can join us. But one thing I might recommend, if you're feeling isolated socially, maybe think of like what you like to do, like basketball, or even if you like reading, you could join a book club. You know, it's not a good thing. I've been in that position, Yellow Dot, where people didn't like me. And it was a terrible thing. It was actually, yeah, I spent a few years being in scenarios where people didn't like me, and I think ultimately those people need some type of prayer, because that's not okay. I think it's like, if we don't like each other, that's one thing. I think it's normal to not like somebody, and you don't necessarily like have to have a reason. Like sometimes we just don't vibe well with one another. We don't gel well with one another. One thing is, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you have to let them know that you don't like them. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have to give them a mean stare or a grimace. You don't have to speak to them with an attitude. You could actually, if you don't like somebody, you can still ask them how their weekend was. It's not necessary. Like, I think we do like the absolute most in that regard. Like, why is it that somebody has to know you don't like them? Especially someone who didn't necessarily do anything to you. You just like, you know, I mean, sometimes, yeah, sometimes I just don't like somebody. And it's not like I dislike them for a reason either. I'm just being honest. You just don't vibe with certain people, but they don't need to know it. Look at my typing. Do you want to see something? Oh, look at that. How do you do that, First Fan? So, for those who are listening on the podcast, First Fan wrote in cursive in the chat. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wonder what that's like. I'm going to read you guys something right quick. It's from my devotional. It's called What Do You Desire? If you were asked to name the desire of your heart, would you know what to say? Of course, we all have a seemingly endless list of things we want, whether a new car, a promotion, healing, or respect. That list is constantly in flux as our wants frequently change. But what about our true desires? If we've never taken the time to meditate prayerfully on this issue, then we may not even know what our heart's desires are. And if that's the case, how can we request them from the Lord? The simple answer is we can't. Not knowing what we truly desire can lead us to offer up a string of prayers for random wants rather than genuine, heartfelt yearnings. Like, oh, I want a new car. Or not even I want a new car, I want a G-Wagon. You can ask God for that, but is that what you really want? Or is what you're wanting community and acceptance? Because what does the G-Wagon represent in the long run? You know what I mean? What does it mean? What does that mean, Big Scoop Booty Scott? I I think of the things that I want right now. I have adult children, and I would like them to be making safe choices. I think that's in the like that's top of mind, top of my list. And then I also would like a community, which is, I mean, that's what I'm building here with the Secret Heart Club. I want a community of honest Christians that are taking their faith walk seriously, and they're open to community and camaraderie and friendship. I think that's something that is really missing in my life. And I have the Bible, the weekly Bible study I go to, where I'm like getting to know people. So I guess that's a thing. And then I started this off saying I went to go look at a gym today, which isn't necessarily a group full of Christians. But it is like-minded people. I want to get in shape. And I don't just want to get in shape. I want to really be fit. I want to be fit again. I want to run a 5K, or excuse me, I want to run a 10K. This year, I'm going to do it, actually, in April. I'm going to run a 10K virtually. I ran 2 miles at PE. Yeah. It's like God gave us these bodies, and like, of course, not everybody has like this fully functioning optimal body. Thanks, Scott. I'm gonna do it. It's in April. But if you do have a body that's out of shape, why not optimize your power? Ultimately for the purpose of serving others, right? And if your body is in tip-top shape, then that improves your mental health as well. You know what I mean? I want to be optimized. You know, like I'm not as strong as I could be in any area of my life. And so it's just like a process. So like my prayer, there we go. It took 23 minutes to get here, but my prayer would be that the Lord would make me strong in every facet of my life for the purpose of serving Him and serving others. So tip-top shape body, tip-top shape mind, intellect. I want to comprehend more and faster. I want to be consistent on my faith walk. You know, like tomorrow's church, and I can't like wholeheartedly say that I will be attending, and I want to, but then it gets to be Sunday morning, and I've kind of gotten a sleep pattern going. So now I'm waking up at like 9 in the morning. So that's plenty of time for church, but there's like a hesitation to going. And that's something to explore because I want to, but obviously if I'm still not attending church, there's a part of me that doesn't want to go, and some exploration needs to happen as to why that is. And I would say it's a cop out to just gloss over it and say, just go, Lakeitha. But it's like, no, but like, I mean, yes, go to church, but also, why don't I want to go, and fleshing that out and processing that. I think sometimes for me, church seems like sterile. It feels like less of a community, even though you're around hundreds of people. It feels, one thing I've said before is, if I want to feel alone, I'll go to church. Isn't that terrible? But that's how I felt in the past, and I have been going to a new church. I keep saying that. And I do, for the first time in 5 years, feel like included, and like I hold some value in that space, and not prestige or popularity, but just value. Like, hey, it matters that you're here. And so another argument could be, going to church isn't about me and what I get, but again, it's being in attendance for the purpose of serving others or to demonstrate camaraderie. It's just, on my end, it's kind of like manufactured camaraderie. Like, it's not true. And I don't like that. Don't get me wrong. I don't like that that's the case. And one way to change it is to go to church more often, to kind of familiarize myself with the process. But again, I am an honest Christian. I'm not here to pretend like I'm perfect and I've got it all figured out. And I'm like, yes, let's do all the godly things. You'll never get that from me. I think it's important and it's valuable to express your frustrations and doubts and concerns when it comes to the Lord, and express this in Christian spaces. Like, this space is where we can like talk about these sorts of things, right? It's not helpful to brush things under the rug and just say, get over it. And that's the social worker in me. It is not helpful to pretend that problems don't exist. You got to talk to somebody about it. Let somebody know. Get like a trusted friend and kind of like process your emotions and your feelings and whatnot. But anyway, I do have to go. Speaking of being healthy, I want to eat some broccoli. So I'm going to boil some broccoli. Here's a little cheat code for you. You get a piece of bouillon, chicken bouillon, and you put it in while you're boiling the broccoli. Excuse me. And it's so delicious. It adds a little bit of flavoring that you didn't know that you needed. But at any rate, guys, it's been a pleasure. Yellow Dot, if you're still here, you are more than welcome to come to this space whenever you want. We're here every night, 8:05 till 8:30ish Mountain Standard Time in the US. And I hope you find friends here. So I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, hey, Ben.